Goldfish became a problem in Carver County due to their introduction into a local natural water body. And goldfish are actually invasive species in Minnesota and can come with a lot of significant negative ecological impacts. So, like carp, goldfish are pretty intense, aggressive foragers. On their search for food, they're uprooting vegetation and they're stirring up the lake bottom. They're resuspending sediments and solids and nutrients back into the water column. And it really kind of sparks a cascade of negative water quality. Unfortunately, species like carp and goldfish can really thrive in these already degraded ecosystems. And a lot of native fish, they can't survive in those low oxygen, high nutrient scenarios. So because of that, the goldfish don't have a lot of predators, which allows them to reproduce very rapidly and making management quite difficult. So far, the goldfish management has focused on two lakes, Big Woods Lake and Hazeltine, and they're both part of a larger system of lakes in Chaska called the Grace Chain of Lakes. We've studied sort of a whole suite of different management options. Over the last 3 years, we estimate that we've removed over 2 million fish from the two lake systems. So that equates to about 20,000 pounds. And to put that in perspective, that's 10 tons of fish have been removed so far. Goldfish were likely introduced to the lakes by pet owners releasing them. I think it was intentional, but not with the intent to actually cause harm. I think there's sort of a knowledge gap here, not just with releasing goldfish, but with invasive species as a whole. I think that introductions like this can be preventable and at least minimized through more education, some regulation, and really just encouraging responsible pet ownership and proper disposal of unwanted aquarium pets. I would encourage folks to, instead of releasing their goldfish, to instead try to rehome their goldfish. Or I know that there are sometimes pet surrender events in the state.
Bringing goldfish to a surrender event is really important to maintain the quality of our waterways. In addition to surrender events, there's a couple of options available to folks who need to surrender their pets. One of them would be to call a nature center like Carpenter and see if there is space or a need in their animal ambassador program. Another option, and probably the best and easiest one for these owners, is to ask friends and family if they're interested in rehoming that pet. You can also call local pet stores to see if they are able to take those animals in and possibly resell them or adopt them out.
We accept surrender goldfish anytime, or we ask the pet stores to do that as well, and then they can bring them back to us if they need to. One of the most common reasons people surrender their goldfish is the kid isn't taking care of the fish anymore, so the family decides they need to get rid of the fish. Number two is they outgrow their aquarium. Typically your goldfishes can live 3 to 4 years in captivity. I've had people keep them alive for 15, 20 years, so the majority of them get real big. So if you're going to get one, you'll want to be prepared to move up in size and tank. So you always want to remember that when you're buying them. I'm not just in the aquatic trade, I'm also a fisherman, and I love our lakes and rivers. And we do not want to see goldfish in our lakes and rivers or ponds. So please, if you have an idea of putting that in a ditch or a river or a lake, please don't do it. Please surrender it. We will find a home for it.
Goldfish are a real problem for our lakes, ponds, and streams in Minnesota. Release by well-meaning but ill-informed pet owners is the primary way that goldfish spread to new waters. It is illegal to release goldfish in the state of Minnesota, and it's also not a humane thing to do for our pets, who are used to being cared for in an aquarium environment. Please return, rehome, or surrender your unwanted goldfish, or talk to a veterinarian or a pet store about other options. Together we can prevent the spread of invasive species, and protect our waters from goldfish, and do the right thing by our pets.